Ian, you know we're the official Battle Royale podcast.
We are.
I mean, absolutely. So it's good when our pal Ninja gets voted on the Times.
Our boss, Ninja. He's our boss.
That's true.
He's our boss.
He sponsors a segment of the podcast. He got named to the Times 100 Most Influential People list, which comes out once a year. And 100's a lot to fill. I understand that. When you're the editor and you're like, we got to do 100 people. We can't have just the same people every year probably. Let's see what's out there. So I get that. So I'm picturing the Times editor saying, okay, let's think about, we got to put something with video games in, right? I'm a 65-year-old Times editor or 60 or whatever. I know that video games exist. I know they're hot. Fortnite, Ninja. Let's have him be our representative for video games and let's put him on here. That's how I picture it going. It's like, oh, people know who he is. He's popular. Let's put him on here.
I will say, I mean, just based, so before we get into the blurb that's written and some of the things that have been said, on the face of it, 100 most influential people in a year, he's had an influential year. Absolutely. An influential year. Let's make sure that's the key here. He's had a good year, okay? Because I understand it. He's in the public eye. He has had a very popular year. There's got to fill 100. They try to get stuff from every angle, every aspect. Sure. So fine, I agree with this. What I don't agree with is, and this is a thought that we've seen a little bit on Twitter and in some of these articles, people overstating his importance. The closing line to the 2-paragraph.
Do you want to read the article? I don't understand this. This is written by Juju Smith-Schuster.
I'm just gonna quote this. At the end of the day, Ninja is an absolute legend and someone to whom we owe a lot for making gaming what it is today. Holy shit! You could eat the hyperbole with a spoon.
Let's just read that entire article, that entire paragraph.
Okay, I've been a huge video game fanatic my whole life, but people have seen it as a childish and a waste of time. Ninja is huge in building up the credibility of esports. At the end of the day, Ninja is an absolute legend and someone to whom we owe a lot for making gaming what it is today.
I have to look up the author to see how old they are, because let me just say this: we are past the point where we've probably been for like 15 years.
I would say, at least. You could stretch it and say 5. I mean, but we're
way past the point where games are seen just for children and being for nerds and geeks. Like that has not, because you know why? We're the kids that grew up with them in the 80s and 90s. We are now the adults and having kids in theory.
Yes.
So
not here.
But you see what I mean? Like we are the ones now in positions, getting to positions of power in society and influence in pop culture. Once you reach like the 35, 40, 45-year-old mark, we are now the predominant class of people. So for us, gaming is normal. This isn't like 20 years ago when people that were 40 didn't grow up with gaming. I might have said like that's kind of where it's like a toy.
I also feel like
we are way past that point.
I also feel like
fucking way past it.
But lots of people, it's weird because people who wanted to shed that now fall back on that still being the case. It's like
you're not an oppressed class,
right?
Gamers.
Exactly. I was going to say
you're not an oppressed class.
That's where I think some of this weird, gross darkness in certain corners of gaming happen. It's because they still fall back on
this romantic feeling of we're oppressed by some.
You're not.
You're not getting a job because you're a gamer. You're not being discriminated against because you like video games.
You participate in one of the most popular hobbies. It's
the most popular form of entertainment in terms of dollars on the earth.
Yeah.
So
it beat out movies, I think, for the first time like 8 years ago.
Years ago.
Yeah.
And porn like years and years ago. Well, a lot of porn's free now.
Yeah.
But it's still a huge industry.
Well, free.
We're paying for it with our souls. I know. It's
no. Never mind.
Oh, you're going to talk about a nice subscription site? Anyway, so it's almost quaint to see this being written. Oh, this is a football player who wrote this article.
We should be paying for porn is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, continue.
This is a player for the Pittsburgh Steelers that wrote this.
Yeah.
Now I'm questioning the editorial process of this influential 100. I just don't understand it. I don't get it then. I don't understand.
Person X, can you
This is a 22-year-old football player for the Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers. that wrote this, unless there's two Juju
No,
Smith
there isn't. It
Schusters.
says I play in the NFL right at the start.
Okay. I don't understand this at all then. I don't get it. So this 22-year-old, I don't picture, first of all, this guy could kill anyone. He's probably like 6'2", 230.
Yes.
Average. So I don't understand anyone calling him a nerd or geek for playing. And the Madden games in and of themselves are huge. They're huge in pop culture. They're huge in all denominations and all swaths of people love the Madden series. The same thing with football. Football is the most popular sport. The Madden game was one of the most popular video games. So this doesn't make any sense.
FIFA is the most popular, technically. Yeah.
For the North America.
Okay,
I mean.
sure.
So I don't understand this at all. I just don't. If you want to say he's influential, fine, but he did not make gaming acceptable.
Right.
It was way before Ninja. And plus, like you said, Ninja, I only knew about Ninja. He's been around for like a year and a half in terms of popularity. Once he played with Drake and he blew up, that's the first time I ever heard of him.
I'm sure people will be like, no, he's been around forever. I don't know if that's actually true. But, I mean, Fortnite is what he made his name on. And if
Fortnite's a year and a half old.
If I'm not mistaken, Fortnite won't even be 2 until October.
Yeah, so Fortnite's not that old.
Yeah. So
I'm not poo-pooing Ninja. He's probably a nice kid, but this is just over the top.
in closing, I get it. I understand his vote. I understand him being in the 100 most influential. I don't understand this flabbergasted, like, he's changed the landscape type attitude.
It was only a year ago he played with Drake. It was March of last year, it looks like. That was it. It seemed like the time kind of just like with the internet, it seems like a lot more things happened. That was it. Before that, I was like, oh, who's this person? Drake? I was like, oh. I mean, I know Drake, but he's playing with this guy named Ninja. I was like, okay. So yeah, Tyler, I'm sure you're a nice guy. You're our boss. You're our pal.
You're our boss.
Maybe we'll meet him one day. Like, yeah, I hear you guys talking smack about me being influential. No, he doesn't care. He had his picture taken, his nice headshot there, and he's fine. Smith Schuster is a wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm a fucking idiot. I didn't read the byline on the bottom. I should know that.
I was going to say, it says NFL right at the top.
But I didn't even see the byline where it says, like, who wrote this.
I thought you were just, like, looking for an age or something.
Oh, he's also the best in the world at his craft. I guess at streaming, you want to say, because of popularity, or playing video games, I guess because it's streaming and entertaining.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I've never watched him, but I don't feel like that's a stretch.
He was single-handedly blending gaming and pop culture. Juju, that's a bridge too far, buddy. I know you can tackle me well. That's a bridge too far, Juju. That's all. That's all I'm saying. He's 22. He's a kid. He's a kid playing football that loves video games, which is fine. That's great.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing Fortnite. The Phillies guy. We told the story of the Phillies guy took a bat to the TV because they were playing it in the clubhouse and they were losing. And I was like, "Yep, there you go, you millennials. That's what you get for playing Fortnite."